Become a painter competing against other painters, participating in Battle de Voix in Colors of Paris. Welcome to Tangermouse Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Colors of Paris is a worker placement resource management game for 2 to 4 players that is published by Super Meeple. It takes about an hour to play, and they sent us this copy to review. Each player receives a player board, their tokens, 3 of your workers that can be used, the rest you'll have to get during gameplay. Players also receive a red, yellow, and blue pigment. You'll place out the pigments near the game board and place the forbidden action tiles out on the matching spots if you're playing with 2 or 3 players. You'll shuffle the painting cards and place 4 of them on the 4 easels. There are 3 main phases to each round. Place assistance, then perform actions, and then prepare for the next round. In Colors of Paris, you're trying to paint the best paintings to get points. You're going to be collecting pigments, mixing those colors together to get new colors, and then placing those colors on paintings. The game's over when someone either paints 2 paintings or someone acquires the 5th black pigment. In Place the Assistance phase, players in turn order place out their workers. You can place them on the outer edge, just 1 worker allowed per space, or place them on the upper board. The only spot where any number of workers can go is the Collect White Pigments. You can see the infinity symbol there. After all workers are placed, then in turn order, you take an action by laying your worker down. You'll be able to collect pigments, mix colors, paint, and even upgrade your tracks on your player board. The number shown here shows how many you'll get of the action you perform. So 3 blue cubes if I take the blue pigment action. Or 2 oranges if I mix red and yellow together. Or only 1 cube on a painting. White cubes can act as any color on a painting. But the more I upgrade these tracks, the more benefit I'll receive when taking those actions. And if I can get to these spots, then I can either gain a new worker or gain a 6-point token. After everyone finishes their actions, meaning all the workers are lying down, then you first rotate the board 1 step clockwise. Replace any painting cards. Players discard any dried pigments. You can only keep 12. Black cubes don't count. Then in turn order, you stand 1 worker back up. That worker is ready for the next round and will be able to take that action next round. Then you retrieve all your other workers. Play continues round after round until someone paints their 2nd painting, or the 5th black cube is taken. And then players will count up their points to see who wins. You'll get points for completed paintings, 6 points for each black cube, and -2 points for each white pigment on your completed paintings. I love these types of games where you can go up different tracks to make your actions more beneficial, more powerful. And Colors of Paris does this so well. Which track should I go up? And if I can go up far enough, I can actually get another worker to help me later in the game. There's the pigment track to get more of those colors. Then there's the mixing color track so I can get more of those colors when I mix them. And of course, there is the painting track at the bottom, and I need that so I can place more colors on my actual paintings. Players, of course, could block you out of a spot, and that spot keeps changing as the board's rotated. But there is another place where you can put a worker to copy an action of another standing worker. So that does help. But sometimes the place you want to go is not even available at all because it is forbidden that round. You'll have to adjust your actions that time. The theme does come through in the gameplay with gathering pigments, mixing them together to get new colors, and then placing them on the paintings. I think my one critique in the game is the actual colors on the cards. I wish that they corresponded more with the actual paintings that are on the backs of the cards. Different paintings will be easier to paint than others depending on the number of secondary colors needed, but the harder ones do give you more points. And you can always go after the black pigments that are worth 6 points each. I like the ability of getting more workers in a worker placement game, and you have this in Colors in Paris. I like the mechanic of standing one of your workers back up at the end of their round. And how that works makes you think a couple steps ahead for your strategy. Maybe in one round you take a less desirable action, so that the next round you have an awesome action that you can take. And especially helps if you're getting an action that no one else can take because there's only one spot for that action. But there is a space on the board that can grant the player who claims it the ability to move the board either 0 or 2 spaces, so that can mess you up if you don't see it coming. The game also comes with 2 modules that you can add to the game: bonus tiles and painter tiles. You can acquire bonus cards that they acquire a painting card spot on the board, and the cost will be a number of white cubes as shown on the cards. They let you do other actions like painting, upgrading, mixing, and more. The painter tiles are like variable player powers that are used throughout the game. Some let you immediately paint certain colors when you acquire those pigments. Vincent van Gogh increases the number of pigments you can hold from round to round, and Degas lets you move pigments from a completed painting to another painting. These extra modules add another dimension to the gameplay, and I think I will always add both of these modules into the games that I play. It just gives players more options, which I think is a good thing, in my opinion. The art on the back of the cards is cool, but you really don't see much of them since the other side is seen most of the time while they're on the easels or as you're painting them. The little artist meeples are awesome, and I like that they went for the plastic colored cubes instead of the wooden ones. The player boards are good too, with the slotted tracks for your tokens. I give Colors of Paris 2 big thumbs up, from the production value to the gameplay, and I love the theme too. This game will be available for purchase at Gen Con 2019, so you should check that out if you're going to be there. And if not, look for it in retail soon. We would love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below.